Starting out last Thursday, the Raiders went and destroyed the Chargers, got Brandon Staley fired, finally.
Hmm.
Jason, what was going on in that game? That was the most absurd game I think I've ever seen. 42-0 at halftime.
I would like to say that I feel like once you lose a team and you, as a coach, and you can't get them motivated, that's what's going to happen. Like I believe the week before, he literally said, someone had asked him, "Do you still have the attention of your team?" He said, "Yeah, or we wouldn't be getting blown out of the gym." And then they got blown out of the stadium. So, um, I believe the team's less motivated now, and just didn't want to play under that coach. Like is really all you can get to it. Obviously, you lose your quarterback, and that has some issues with it. But if you can't get people to play for you, you ain't gonna win games. That's for sure.
Bro, and it featured probably the sickest pick six I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude jumps a screen pass, one hand to the crib. It was pretty
NCAA
awesome.
14, NCAA 14
Yeah,
style.
literally.
Yeah.
Literally. It was pretty amazing. Then on to the Saturday slate. It was cool. We had NFL games on Saturday and Sunday again because there was no college football going on. Bengals win in overtime in dramatic fashion. They do a 14. They have a 14-point comeback in the fourth quarter, take it to OT, win the game. Jake Browning, is he him?
He's him.
We shall see. The Colts destroy the Steelers after the Steelers took a 13-0 lead. Colts scored 30 unanswered. I thought it was hilarious too at the end of that game. The Colts have the ball on the Steelers like 35-yard line, and the Steelers have all three timeouts. Or they have two, I'm sorry, they have two timeouts left. And Shane Steichen elects to take a knee, and Mike Tomlin calls a timeout. So Shane Steichen's like fired up on the side, like seriously, you're down
What are you
17
doing?
points with a minute left. So he runs plays and then kicks the field goal to take the 17-point
Gosh.
lead. Which I don't blame him. I do the same thing. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna win. But Steelers lose three straight, two at home to two win teams. Now on the road to the Colts. They're in full downward spiral right now. Um, Lions Broncos. Not gonna lie, as I started the show here, I totally forgot that the Lions absolutely dog walked the Broncos, Jerry. So I apologize. Slightly embarrassing on my part. Saturday seems like 10 weeks ago at this point.
Does.
So my bad. I'll be better. I'll be better going forward. But
Hopefully
what
his
happened
team
to the
does better.
Broncos?
Don't worry. We won't. We won't hold it against you, Ryan. It's okay.
They will be
Um,
held against me forever. But what happened to the Broncos? Like Lions, they seem to be kind of on that downward spiral that the Steelers are currently on. The Broncos won 6 of the last 7, and then to get just absolutely destroyed.
yeah.
It's not something I saw coming.
Yeah. So we were good for the first couple of drives. I think we forced two punts, maybe three. And then all of a sudden, Jared Goff decided to just turn it on. Jameer Gibbs was playing amazing. David Montgomery was playing amazing. And the one thing that the Lions did not do was turn the ball over. They did not have any turnovers in the game, I believe. And Denver had one, maybe. But yeah. And I know a lot of people were talking about the phantom offside call. I don't think it was offsides, and I also think that Javonte Williams was in the end zone on the play before. All in all, it does not matter because we got absolutely pumped by the Lions. But yeah, just not a good game. Defense couldn't get any stops. Offense played okay, but if you're playing against an offense like the Lions, a lot of times when you score 17 points, it's just not going to be enough. So you got to be better.
I It was very surprising to see. I was kind of watching the game a little bit, and as soon as it was like a big, it seemed like it was gonna be a big blowout. I kind of turned it off because I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is not much fun to watch. But
Yeah.
so a common theme, something you mentioned there, and I think can probably be said across a lot of games this week. A lot of bad officiating,
Oh, yeah.
very bad officiating. I know specifically in that Broncos game, there's a missed helmet to helmet for the Broncos on their opening drive that they ended up punting on, and then that offsides call, which should not have been called. Then you go to the next game, Browns, dramatic fashion, comeback win, 13 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Bears. Absolutely insane. What an amazing performance by Joe Flacco in that fourth quarter. Only quarterback this year to throw 200 yards in the fourth quarter. Are you kidding me? This
He threw
guy's been
200
playing
yards in the fourth quarter.
212 yards in the
Oh my
fourth quarter.
gosh!
Yes.
Wow.
Absurd. Incredible comeback. This is not something you normally see a team like the Cleveland Browns do, but it's that
With
Flacco. It's that Joe Flacco magic, yo. That Joe Flacco. He's
Got it.
into
Got it.
But Myles Garrett, and there's photos of just this game. There's pictures out there like 5 times where he's like being held around the neck, hands in the face, grabbed across the chest. And NFL, please don't find me like you fined Myles Garrett $25,000 last week. But I don't know how you have a player like that not draw a single holding call the entire game. And then go ahead,
Especially
Jason.
since he's complained about it before. Like, I mean, honestly, you can say the same thing about Justin Fields too.
Yeah.
On the late hits. Like,
Yeah.
it goes both ways. Like, but like, oh my goodness! Like
There
these players are complaining about it, and they're not, and they should be. Refs should be focusing these, and they're not getting called at all.
Yeah, Fields, like, same play, 2 different things by the refs screwed him. Last play of the half, he throws that Hail Mary, they call an interception, was not intercepted. Jeremiah
No.
Owusu-Koramoah did not catch that football.
No.
That was an incomplete pass, called an interception, and that counts against him. People can get to go and say, I mean, we've had arguments about
People.
his Justin
I
Fields
will
top
say
10
people.
quarterback. No,
This man right here.
Listen, he is not a top 10 quarterback in my opinion. But again, people are going to use, hey, 2 interceptions in the same game. It's like, oh yeah, both of them were on Hail Marys, and one of them wasn't even an interception. And then on that play, Zadarius Smith hit him about 2 seconds after he threw that ball. Like, it was by far a late hit. No call on that either. So I don't understand. Then, like, the Browns get called on this holding play where Jerome Ford gets a 30-yard screen, and the center, Nick Harris, who's subbing in for Ethan Posick, he doesn't even grab him. Like, it's literally like a shoulder push on like the inside of the shoulder pad, called for a hold, called back. So it's just the officiating's got to change. It's terrible. I hate to get on a diatribe about something as, like, officiating shouldn't be what we're talking about, but it's absolutely terrible.
Yep.
Agreed.
It seemed like it was really bad this week. They were really focused on the offensive offsides this week. There was a lot of calls across the league.
Yeah, David Njoku got called for it.
Yeah. I think they called one on did they call one on Kelsey this week, or was that last week? On Jason Kelsey and the Monday
It was
night
this
game?
week. Oh, no, that was last week. You're right. That was
Okay.
last week. But still, yeah, lately they've been calling it, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Which, conspiracy theory, I think they called it on the Chiefs, and now they're like, oh, yeah, we're doing it to everyone. So now they're calling all over the place because the Chiefs complained.
man.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on. Buccaneers go into Lambeau Field. Baker Mayfield, the only opposing team quarterback to post a perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. Are you kidding me? Baker Mayfield? Is that who?
Yeah.
The guy that the Browns kicked out of town? That guy? Okay. But Buccaneers on a 3-game win streak. They win by 14 points. They got Jason's Jags coming up. The Texans find a way to win against the Titans in overtime. Crazy finish in that one. Dolphins kill another team that's no good. Jerry is does this mean anything? Because the Jets last week, you think, okay, is this a ball club? Are they going to make a turnaround? Is Aaron Rodgers coming back? Then they turn around and put up 0 points against the Dolphins, lose by 30. Does this mean are the Dolphins still kind of in that fraud check, or do you think, this was a dominating performance that shows that they're a team that could go out and win this thing?
So the only thing that this game, that came out of this game is that the Jets are eliminated from the playoffs, and Aaron Rodgers is for sure not coming back now. There's no reason for him to come back. Dolphins, in my book, still on fraud watch. Still got to put together a good game. They have a chance this weekend against the Cowboys to really determine who is the real fraud in the NFL.
Yeah. Here's my thing, though. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
take it.
Let
Let
him cook.
the Dolphins, I don't think they're frauds anymore because what are the Jets best at?
That's a good point. Best
What
at
are they
defense.
best at? They're best at defense, and specifically their pass coverage. We just saw 2 top 10 corners in the league right now. They were without their best wide receiver, and they were still able to successfully move the ball down the field.
which is very
Yeah.
impressive.
I mean, everybody
Which
was
is very
talking the
impressive.
game before about how bad Tua looked when Tyreek went out and they ended up losing to
Exactly.
the Titans. He looked pretty dang good in this game. Got the ball to Jalen Waddle quite a bit, and Raheem Mostert had 2 touchdowns, I think. And yeah, they got some guys on that offense for sure.
The one thing I will say, and this is the only reason I look up this stat, I just pulled it up here. I only looked this up because this is sort of my defense of the Browns being truly a like historically good defense.
Mhm.
Is the Jets turned the ball over 4 times to 0 times by the Dolphins. So if you look at points off of turnovers and total turnovers, their offense is setting their defense up for failure. It's like they only punted the ball 5 times, but they gave the ball away 4 times. So that's 9 possessions that you're giving away, plus the possession coming out of half. So 30 points on 10 possessions with short fields. Is that a product of how good Miami's offense is? And that touchdown to Jalen Waddle was nasty. It was a great pass, great play.
Mhm.
But is it more of a feature of Miami's offense, or was it the Jets' offense being so inept? Like I look at some of the Browns games we've lost, it's like, okay, well, yeah, we got beat bad by the Broncos, but that's because we turned the ball over in plus territory several times. And same with the Rams. It's like we threw an interception that was returned 40 yards. It's like, even the Bears game. The Bears only scored 17 points. 2 of those were off. One was a true pick six, and the other one they returned it to the 2-yard line. So
Mhm.
it's like, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
not to just go back to
if you look at the first half of the game, the Jets didn't have a single drive that lasted more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But
Yeah.
your defense is just getting gassed out there if you can't sustain the drive and hold on to the ball. I mean, the Dolphins only had 3 drives that were over 2.5 minutes, but they put up 24 points in the first half. So,
yeah.
what are you supposed to do if you're that defense? And it doesn't help that Zach Wilson ended up coming out of the game.
Yeah. Very true.
But he didn't look great when he was in, anyways. So.
And Jason, I know what you're saying. I'm not
Mhm.
totally disagreeing with you, but I think just a little bit of caveat. I mean, they
Yeah,
still
that
held
was
the
the
they
counterpoint.
still held the Dolphins under 300 total yards.
Mhm.
But if you only have to go 30 yards to the end zone. Anyway, moving on. Taking too long on the Dolphins Jets. That's not even a game really worth talking about. Another one not really worth talking about. Chiefs Patriots. Chiefs win again. Although the one thing to talk about in this one, Kadarius Toney, another bounce off of the hands interception. I can't wait for the Chiefs to lose a playoff game because Kadarius Toney lets it hit off his face mask.
I just don't even understand how he's on the roster still, man.
Hey,
I don't either.
you know what roster he didn't make?
Several.
Find out.
Saints beat the Giants in probably the most forgettable game. Actually, sorry, the second most forgettable game. The most forgettable game. Panthers beat the Falcons 9-7.
What a barn burner.
Abysmal offense that in that game.
Arthur
Rams.
Smith.
What are you saying, Jason?
He's gone.
Arthur Smith is gone after this year. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Justin Fields to the Falcons. That's what I'm hearing. Rams beat the Commanders 28-20. That game looks a lot closer than it really was. The Rams were up big. Jacoby Brissett kind of gave them a little bit of a spark on offense, but not much of
did they pull Sam Howell or did he get hurt?
pulled.
They pulled him.
Yeah, he threw like 35% completion percentage and an interception. So they're
That's pretty
like,
good.
well, let's try this other guy, and he went good down and scored 2 touchdowns immediately. So,
Another guy that's gone, Ron Rivera, out of there.
oh yeah,
There's
he's
no way he comes
toast. He's toast. 49ers Cardinals. That game actually, if Shavarius Ward doesn't pick six that ball, that's actually a decent game. When you were watching it, the Cardinals were moving the ball on them pretty good, but at the end of the day, the 49ers are just too dominant across the board.
Mhm.
Not much you can do. Bills Cowboys. What the heck happened, Jason? Cowboys get absolutely dominated in a game where Josh Allen throws for under 100 yards. What is going on?
The Cowboys need to figure out their interior defensive line for one. Like you said, they won that game completely dominating the run game. James Cook looked like his brother in his prime. Like it was insane. Not being said, I think James Cook will be better as the years go on, but just for him to look that good is pretty bad. Also, just a dud by the offense. Like I'm not sure what they were doing on offense. I mean, Dak did not look prepared. He did not look like the MVP like he has been looking lately, and it showed. It showed. And you hope he gets out of that, especially against better teams. But maybe they are on front to watch still.
The interesting stat I saw the other day, no NFL MVP, I'm sorry, only 2 other NFL MVPs have lost a game by 21 points or more in December or later. Those 2 were Peyton Manning in his second to last year with the Colts when they went to the Super Bowl. And the only reason that doesn't even count because he didn't start that game. He didn't even play,
Oh.
but it technically happened. They benched him. Were 14-0 at the time. And then you have to go all the way back to like 1988 was the last time an MVP won and lost by 21 points. So it's not impossible. The Cowboys destroy everyone at home and get destroyed on the road. It's been the sort of the what's happened all year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something to remember. And then the Bills, since Kellen Moore's been fired, their offensive coordinator, they have been on
Ken
a
Dorsey.
tear. Why did I say Kellen? No, that was the Cowboys former. I
Cowboys.
apologize.
Yeah, now
That
he's
was-
on
that
the
was-
Chargers. Yeah.
Yep, that's my fault. I'm sorry. Since Ken Dorsey's been fired, the the run game for the Bills has exploded, and it has really allowed Josh Allen to kind of sit back and not have to play superhero ball every game, which
Go Brady.
I think works. So, moving on, Jason, we'll go back to you for this one. Ravens Jaguars 23-7, tough game. The game, like when watching the game, it's like the Jags looked competitive in it, but then you look up and it's 23-7. It doesn't make any sense.
To explain, we missed 2 field goals. We get down to the red zone, back to back. Boom, there's 6 points. We get back to the red zone. Trevor Lawrence. I don't understand this play. Fumbles the
For
ball.
people at home. Oh yeah, sorry. Fumbles. Sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Trevor Lawrence first. First, Trevor Lawrence fumbles the ball. Then we get the ball back. We get down to the red zone again.
This one
about
made absolutely no
10
sense.
seconds left in the game, or in the half,
Well,
right?
yeah.
12 seconds.
12
when they get up
seconds.
to the
12
ball.
seconds left in the half. All you have to do is spike the ball. You at least get a field goal. You get another shot at the end zone.
It was
Spike the ball.
It was first down. They could have
Yeah.
spiked the ball, taken a shot to the end zone,
And then
if
kick
they
the
didn't
field goal
get
if it
kick the
doesn't
field goal.
work.
Yeah.
Right. Instead, hike the ball. There's 2 routes on the outside. There is a quick out, and then a quick. It's like a fade
Like a
corner route.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fade corner route. 10 times out of 10, you throw the ball to the fade, to the back of the end zone where the receiver can only get it.
No timeouts left, by the way.
No timeouts left. So instead, they throw the ball to the quick out, inbounds, about 4 yards from out of bounds, and he gets tackled inbounds. I mean, ridiculous. I've never seen a I've seen dumber plays. Probably the worst play of the season so far, hands down, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of bad things. That is the worst, because that is just like you're not paying attention, you're not thinking, you're not playing the quarterback position well. Like no game management skills at all right there.
I was going to
that's
ask
fair.
you, is that on Trevor Lawrence or is that on Doug Peterson?
That's on Trevor
Gotta be
Lawrence.
Trevor
He's
Lawrence,
the one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's a replay of Doug Peterson saying spike the ball. You're doing this all the time.
Oh, that's even
Doing
worse.
this all the time.
That's pretty
Now
bad.
you're also you're Trevor Lawrence. You're not looking at the sidelines, right? He probably didn't see that. For one.
But he's in your headset.
True. I just don't know how the headset works when there's no
In the
huddle.
2 minute, yeah.
And the 2 minute and no huddle. Like, do they?
40
I don't-
second 40-second play clock. They go. I think it's on until there's 25 seconds left. So you can
Correct,
hear him for the first
but-
15 seconds.
So you can snap the ball and still hear the coach in your ear?
Mhm.
Or I'm sure it shuts off as soon as you snap the ball, but
Yeah.
Okay.
interesting.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't know how that worked, but so he might have hurt him in the head. Let's say at worst he didn't. He's not looking. Still, any quarterback in the league does not make that throw if they have any
Right.
swing.
No.
Like,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
crazy.
Or if you throw that out route, you wait a beat and put it on the
Yeah,
sideline.
on the
it's either-
sidelines.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
either incomplete or it's like a little 3
That-
yard gain.
I-
At that point though, they were on like the 15-yard line or something like that. Don't even
Just
take the
throw it out of
chance. Just go to
Throw
the
it out
end
of
zone
bounds,
or throw or spike the ball. It's
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree. Or if you're gonna do a inbounds pass, do it over the middle so you can run up to the ball, not have to wait for the ref to run in and spot it. Like
there
so
was
many
so many
things.
better, so many better plays or ways that play could
Anything.
have happened.
anything would have been better.
Yeah. So there, the first 2 points, 6 points, should have probably got a touchdown on that third drive. That's 7 points, 13 points right there, and then that last drive, at least 3 points, 16 points right there. So like, that's all on the floor, and then at that point, you're just not playing to win because I feel like that kind of deflated everyone's air. It just killed everyone's vibe. Nobody's trying hard. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. So
Tough.
Yeah.
concussion with Trevor Lawrence, too, at the end of the game. Not looking the best. That being said, easy schedule coming out. You got to win a game against the Buccaneers, who's been playing a lot better. But you win that game, 2 easy games left. Playoffs, please.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
even
it's-
division. It's playoffs at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. It's coming down to the wire for everybody at this point. Tough loss, 3 straight losses to the AFC North for the Jaguars.
Yeah,
Hate
screw your
to
division.
see it.
It's
And you're not in the AFC North. That takes us to Monday Night Football with a shocking, crazy ending with the Seahawks and the Eagles. Jerry, Seahawks 20, Eagles 17. Last second pass from the former Bronco himself to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, the Eagles also, similar to the Steelers, 3-game losing streak, downward spiral. Good thing they've already clinched at least, right?
Yeah.
Monday
Jalen,
night.
yeah, Jalen Hurts does not look like Jalen Hurts. That offense is so out of sync. I don't know what's wrong with them. I know
What's
he
wrong
was,
with him? He doesn't have Shane Steichen anymore.
I
That's
think
what's
that
wrong with him.
might be it. But I know he was sick before the game. He was like questionable coming in. But even before this week, last week against who the heck did they play last week? The Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys, and then the Niners the week before.
Yeah.
They are just completely out of sync. Defense looked a little bit better this week, but the last 2 weeks also did not look great. They ended up getting Matt Patricia and put Desai up in the box. So Matt Patricia is calling the defense now. But man, what a catch by Jackson Smith and Jigba. You've seen that ball dropped by a lot of receivers so often this year, and he has it like barely on his fingertips, has to re-grab it, gets 2 feet in bounds. Great play. I want to say also, I don't know if that interception at the end was an interception. I don't think he got his foot down.
Yeah,
Yes, he
clearly got
did.
his foot
I
down.
don't think he did.
His left
I
leg
don't
hits
think he
his
did.
teammate and it
And it
forces his
scrapes,
toes on the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah. Also, you
Come
want to talk
on.
about bad officiating. That was a PI that was not called. Dude's literally tackling AJ Brown as he goes to the ground.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I think
AJ Brown
just
first of
mad.
all shot at that ball.
He's just mad because that lost him his fantasy.
it did lose me my fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty PO'd about that one. But first of all, bad play call. They have 2 timeouts left. They're almost in field goal range. They got to get like 15 yards. They had Gainwell underneath. He could have got 20, 25 yards at least. He was wide open. They ended up taking the shot to AJ Brown. Just
That's not a bad play call. That's bad decision making by Jared.
No. It was a bad play call.
It was a
Did you
bad play
hear the explanation of the call?
No, I missed that.
He literally said, "We called that play to look for pass interference."
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Then you're right. I'm just saying, if Gainwell's wide open underneath with 2
Agreed.
timeouts left,
Agreed.
Yeah. You
But
gotta
you-
hit him underneath. Gotta hit the check down. You
If-
see the safety coming over. Like,
If he's explaining it that way, he was probably
Then-
told to throw that ball.
yeah.
Would be my guess.
100%. 100%. Eagles fall to 10-4. They had a golden opportunity to really seal up the division. Now I think if they still, both them and the Cowboys win out, that they win the division. I think that's right. But at this point, you have no faith that the Eagles are going to be able to do that. So
They do have.
thanks for watching this video of the Unnamed Sports Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on social media at Unnamed Sports S. Also, be sure to join us live Wednesdays at 7 p.m.